and welcome to the Bright Books virtual book tour. Of course, all month long, we're celebrating phenomenal women from all walks of life. Now, today we have a very special guest, of course. Her name is Moonyani Write. And of course, I can't wait to introduce you to her. But before we do, being a phenomenal woman to me is someone who's very fierce, who owns their truth, and is not afraid to go after the things that they want or they desire. That's one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this book tour, is because I wanted to highlight women who are doing phenomenal things, contributing to our world and making history abroad. So without further ado, speaking of phenomenal women, I want to introduce you to our guest tonight. Here she is, Moonyani Write.
Hi, hello.
Moonyani, how are you?
Finding you.
Wonderful, you're looking fabulous.
Thank you.
So tell our audience a little bit about yourself, because I didn't go into your bio because I wanted you to do it.
Yeah, so I'm a mother. My son is 7.5. I love to read. I love to write. I love music. I love movies. I like to be around positivity. I love going after the things I want in life. I love to travel.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just like to be positive and just uplift other people. And yeah.
Right. So it sounds like you're all around versatile. So tell us, of course, you have this phenomenal name. Tell us about the name first and foremost, because when I heard it, I was like, this is definitely a superstar that I'm getting to interview tonight.
Oh, thank you. So, yeah, like Moonyani, it's symbolic in a way. It's just a made up name. I mean, I don't know. Like, I used to study astrology, and like my moon is in Pisces, so like I just put the moon there, and then write, like you write something. And my actual last name is Wright. So I just thought it would be a little like a double type of thing, because I don't know, like Wright and then my last name. So I just kind of did some wordplay on it. And
well, that's very clever. Now, speaking of writing, you're actually an author, artist, and all that type of stuff. Tell us about your book and your works that you're doing.
Yes, so my first book of the series is called The Music Man. It's an urban fantasy series. It has a little bit of sci-fi, some horror, thriller in it. It's just a very awesome book. And then the second book to the series is called The Music Man Other Dimensions. That has a lot of sci-fi in it. It's still the same type of vibe. It just has a little bit more sci-fi to it. And then the third book of the series will be out soon. I'm not going to reveal the name of that one yet, but it will be out soon. All three of my books, well, the first two right now are on the Amazon.com, and you just have to put in The Music Man by Moonyani Write, or you can go onto my website, moonyaniwrite.com, and purchase the books there.
Awesome. Now, Moonyani, of course, your books are very specific, of course. Tell us what age groups they're fit for, and what can our readers hope to learn from your books?
Yeah, so the age group, I would say I would start from 10 to above. My books are just really for people that love, reading, that love fantasy, that love music. It's very centered around music, and it's like a thriller type vibe. So it's very fast paced, and it just keeps you really engaged. But the meaning behind it is, I want it before, so I don't reveal too much, but the meaning behind it is just music connects everyone from all walks of life. So that's the main thing, is that music just pretty much connects people. And yeah, it'll keep you very engaged.
Right. Now, I know you mentioned music connecting everyone. How and what instruments do you play? And, how do you use music to connect to people other than just writing?
Yeah, so I actually just started learning the guitar and then piano. So, and I used to play violin when I was younger. So I'm trying to get like really good at all of them, but I'm starting with the guitar and the piano. So yeah, I love music. I love listening to beats and whatnot, listening to music. So I'm just really into the whole music industry. And so that's what I'm trying to work on.
Right. Now, speaking of, being in the music industry, of course, and things like that, this is Women's History Month. Who would you say has been one of your greatest inspirations as a woman?
Oh, well, my first and foremost is Harriet Tubman. Like
Yeah.
that is my role model just because, she freed, helped free like a lot of, and so she just stood up. She said, enough is enough. I'm not taking this. I'm not, or the generations to come. So her is number one. And then I would say, honestly, let me see. I have so many. Let me try.
Someone in music.
Oh yeah, that's how it's Whitney Houston.
Yeah.
She's one of them. She just, her voice, was just so phenomenal, is phenomenal, and she really, cause she was also an actress, and so she just really inspired me. Who else? There, Alicia Keys, Mary J. Blige, those are all like,
those are all good ones, Moonyani.
Yes. And her, I love her. She inspires
totally.
me.
Now, of course, I want to back up for a second. We're all, creating our own part in history, especially when you become a published author. What made you choose this journey versus becoming a film writer or, being and acting or something like that?
Actually, I did do some acting. And I did write the screenplay for this book. So I am in the film industry. But no, like I love to write. I've always, even when I was in high school and college, I had some work published. So I've just always been a writer, like from poetry. I also write poetry, but like I've always liked to write, whatever my thoughts are or just make up stuff like stories. And so, one night I just was like, I'm going to write a poem. And then that poem turned into a book. I just kept writing and it just turned into something, so the rest is history. But yeah, I love writing. I love the film industry. I love, like I mentioned, I'm a movie buff. And so all of that inspired me. And I've always loved to read since I was a kid. All of that inspired me to write and to get into the film industry and into the book industry and just start publishing and getting my stories out there, my imagination out there, I should say. So
right. Now, of course, you've written many books and things like that. For someone who's, watching, what advice would you give them? And it kind of explain how your journey has been as becoming an author, a published author.
Woo! So it's been interesting. It's been a fun ride. Honestly, it is a fun ride. I would say to stay focused. That's like the number one thing. Stay focused. If you're really passionate about it, just keep at it. Don't give up. When I first, before I published my first book, I was so nervous. I was, I used to be shy, like really shy. And I'm like, I don't know if I should do this. But, I just kept telling, people that what I was doing, they were like, just get it out there. And then I finally just got it out there. And then, and I would say just stay focused, stay away from negative energy. That's like, stay away from that. If someone doesn't believe in what you're doing, just stay away from them because don't do that. Don't even give them the time of day. But yeah, just stay positive, stay focused, just be consistent. That's another big thing. You got to make sure. I try to write when I'm writing my books, like every day or every other day, just staying consistent and just, and then, publishing it because that's like the thing, you have to get it out, so just do it. I know it can be kind of, scary for first time, authors or people that, are kind of shy. Just do it and you'll love it, And that's been my biggest thing. I love that it's reached people's hearts and that it makes them, and so it makes them happy and whatnot. So I would say just, those are the main things. And what else? Just stay determined, just don't give up. Don't give up no matter what. Right.
Moonyani, you're self-published, right?
Yes.
Why did you choose self-publishing versus trying to find a publishing house?
I did that way because I actually talked to some authors who were traditionally published, and because I had that situation where I didn't know which route I wanted to go, and they advised me to go self-publish just because you have more creativity, like your rights as far as creativity, and I'm big on that. Like something that I put the time and energy on, like I want to be able to have all my rights to everything. So that's like the number one thing. So
totally. I would say that was the main reason why I went to self-publishing too, because a lot of times when you go to publishing houses and stuff like that too, they get, portions or percentage of your royalties and things like that. Yeah. So it's like you put in most of the work and you're paying for your project. So
Yep.
why do I need to give you part of my royalties and some of my rights and stuff? So
Right.
that was one of the biggest things that I that I dealt with when I was going into publishing and stuff too. Because I looked into, like a publishing company and all that. Then I realized I can become my own publishing company, own my
Yes,
own rights and also help other people as well. Because as you're on this journey, you'll meet a lot of people who have said, I've written a lot of things, but I haven't moved forward with getting them published. So it takes a lot of courage with, moving forward and going through the process and getting your work really published and, and touching some lives. Now, Moonyani, have you had opportunity to go into any schools or any, speaking events? What is next for Moonyani? Where are you sharing your work?
I am gonna do that. COVID kind of put a damper on those things. So I am trying to get back out there. I have several other interviews but yeah, the schools and whatnot, and just getting out there, like publicly speaking about my books. That is the next step pretty much. So, and then also I am trying to get them made into film. So we'll see what happens with that.
I'm wishing you the best on that for sure. Now, Moonyani, of course, this is the I'm a Phenomenal Woman book tour. Tell us what it means for you to be a phenomenal woman. What does that mean to you?
What it means to me is to be very inspirational, to live the best way that I can each and every day, staying positive, just trying to be a better person, because all of this stuff that's going on in the world, it honestly starts with us. It starts with you, It starts with yourself, and you really need to get to know yourself. I took a lot of time just to get to know myself and whatnot. And, I've matured a lot, and it just, honestly, just trying to progress, on a daily basis. No one's perfect. You just got to try to be the best you that you can be every single day.
Awesome. Moonyani, you're so awesome and inspirational. Tell us where people can find you. Are you on social media? Where can we look for you to, update us?
Yes, I am. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And I think it's just, my screen names are just Moonyani Write. I think with Twitter, it's Write Moonyani. So it's like the opposite. But Instagram and Facebook, if you just put in Moonyani Write. But if you go on my website, my social media websites are on there as well, and then I believe also on Amazon. So
awesome. Moonyani, you're doing phenomenal things. Can we look forward to you doing any raffles on your website, on your social media when people go and follow you?
Yeah, I'll definitely start doing some giveaways. I'll start doing that.
Awesome. Yeah, because we all know marketing is important, and we want to draw people to Moonyani. I know you're probably going to tie some music into your book tours and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I love music. I do. Like it, music, it just helps you in so many ways. I went through a lot of stuff last year. It just helps you through so many ways. And that's what inspired me, because the first book was supposed to be a poem just about music. And then I just was like, I'm going to create the Music Man. Like he's, I don't want to give too much away, but he's kind of like a superhero, And so I just was like, I'm just going to keep at it. And then, can I tell a little bit about the book?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, basically it's about this man, or I'll start off with, it's a runaway boy. He doesn't feel loved by his mother. And so, but he loves music. He decides to run off, and then he meets this man who also loves music, and they both have been through some tragedies. And so they have this connection, and, he falls in love with the piano that the Music Man has, and then they play it, and it takes him to another dimension. And then that's when all the adventure starts and whatnot. So.
Oh, snap. This sounds like something Jamie Foxx need to pick up, Moonyani.
Yeah. So it's definitely, and like I started writing it in 2014, and then I didn't do anything with it for like a year and a half, but then I finally published it in 2018, and yeah, it's definitely, it's a fun read. It's very fun. It's interesting. It's definitely
awesome. And that's the Music Man, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Awesome. Yep. So great, people, make sure you go out and support Moonyani Write at www.moonyanywrite.com. Make sure you follow her on Facebook and Instagram at Moonyani Write, because I promise you she's got some great things going on, of course. And as always, continue to watch the Bright Books book tour, because you just never know who you will see on the book tour. sharing some phenomenal things, and also sharing how they're going to be impacting our future, our history, and the world as a whole. So again, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and we look forward to seeing you on Saturday with Sandra Nelson Moon. See you real soon. Peace, great people.
Thanks, Portia. Hi. Thank you. Bye. Be safe. Thank you.